Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another discussion news thing, I guess you could say, with an announcement that just happened with Mixel. So, for anyone who not aware of what we are talking about, Mixel announced it earlier today that they are shutting down in the next months or so as they move all the partners and anyone that is wanting to move over to Facebook Gaming. Since Mixel is pretty much done and out of the ways of streaming services, which we kind of figure were going to happen sooner or later between Facebook, Mixel, Twitch, and YouTube. Mixel was I get the odd man out in a lot of ways, any back in the Beans days before they got bought by Microsoft. And sadly, we have reached that moment where Microsoft is cutting in losses in a lot of ways. And first of all, huge, hopefully landing on your feet for all your Mixer streamers out there and partners and whatnot. Hopefully you all turn out okay in the end, hopefully. But we do have some stuff to discuss as far as this is concerned, because there was some big thing going down that may or may not have been technically discussed in any detailed way, which is of course the buyout that Facebook is doing for Microsoft. So for anyone who not aware, they have announced it that outside of the partners and the contracts being flipped over into Facebook Gaming, also all the redirect between the Mixer app, the Mixer website will also just be linking straight into Facebook Gaming. And any of it haven't bluntly come out and said that Mixer had been sold to Facebook. Anyone that's been around for longer than 5 minutes would know that, yeah, they pretty much just got bought out. And outside of buying them contract, they are also buying any part of the brand that might be left, and more than likely carrying over a lot of the infrastructure that involved inside of Mixer and the technology that Mixer actually had over there on their side. And that is something, like I said, not a lot of people seem to be talking about, but also the most fascinating part of this is, thanks to this deal, I don't think they're going to blow Facebook Gaming up by any means, but Facebook, any if it is now, I get technically the lesser of the three, not in, I get more in mindset, or mind shell, I should say. Well, now hopefully with the week that Facebook does have, with Facebook being in way more countries, and also in a lot of places that like normal Twitch can't any reach, Facebook have a nice opportunity to get the partnership happening with Microsoft, getting the stuff that Microsoft had developed, because some of the stuff Mixer actually did have on the technology side was actually really neat and fascinating. And now Facebook going to have opportunity to use that stuff and also hopefully get it into more people's hands outside of America and Europe and, you know, the normal one-of-the-mill countries here. Since Facebook been pushing pretty hard in some third world countries and second world country as well. And then the possibility of what they're going to mean going into the Series X as well, since as Microsoft seemed to have been setting up to maybe do some interesting stuff with Mixer being tied into Series X. Obviously, that's not going to happen the same way now, but that did not mean that some of these stuff won't be coming over from Facebook into the Series X, and will actually be fairly interesting to see how well that is going to operate, especially since Facebook was originally on Microsoft platforms in the past with the 360, and was very quickly, I get not quickly, but was gutted nonetheless in the end from them. So it's going to be interesting to see if Facebook going to make their way back into the livelihood or the, inside of your Series X or not, through proper means. Yeah, that is pretty much what is happening on the business side as of now. And honestly, the deal is not surprising. And it's not surprising that Mixer is going away to Dodo, because like I say, if any of you guys been around long enough paying attention to any of the streaming services out there, you would know that Mixer was on the way out no matter what. And if the actual payment for like Ninja or Shroud or some of the other streamers they have gotten our hands on in the past obviously wasn't, a good thing in the long run, elite not for the company itself. And also, I kind of feel like with everything that happened with the pandemic and everything, have also thrown some plans out of whack. Because I imagine if everything were to continue fine and dandy, we will saw hopefully a lot more synergy between all the talent they've been picking up with Mixel and with the Series X. But sadly, that did not work out. Could it be not in the cause, or could it be because of the pandemic? I guess we will never truly know, but there was a lot of talk there in the beginning of the possibility of that being a thing. Sadly, not coming to pass here, and at fault of the Dreamers, with, of course, Ninja and Shroud, from everything we've been hearing through the grapevine, that they did indeed get paid out what they were originally offered or very close to it. With some number being thrown around, at far Ninja getting 30 million and Shroud getting 10. How accurate the numbers is, not 100% sure, but from the few places it's coming from, probably pretty good in the ballpark at least. They got paid out. The problem that also come from this is, of course, the employees and the other partners that literally had no idea that was happening. To new outlets and tweets was put out way before anyone else truly knew or could comprehend what was happening, which was a pretty much comes across as a very much of washing your hand and walking away type of a scenario, which are not always good at all. A lot of people, livelihood would involved into this announcement that just suddenly many people just don't have a job, might it be on the development side and the streaming side. So once again, hopefully everybody landed on feet that was affected by all this. And they'll have a discussion going around Facebook offering some money for a certain streamer to migrate in and some money to compensate them and try to get them to stream exclusively to Facebook for the time being. And honestly, in one of them cases, depending on the streamer, might be right for you, might not be, depending on your size, your infrastructure, and your fan base as a whole. It seems like a lot of people now will hopefully have an opportunity to go to some other places that will be a little more stable long term. Any if one of the main reason for Mixer, or at least the one I have got in passing anyway, for being on Mixer was mainly the community and how tight-knit it was appealed to such a YouTube or Twitch that is such a massive site and so much happening. It kind of easy to get lost in the shuffle. So for the people who join Mixer to get away from that, sadly, you know, it is what it is, but hopefully a lot of them have built up enough to transfer over and hopefully do it smoothly. So outside of everybody becoming pretty much free agents again or being offered a just straight transfer from Mixer to Facebook, at least if you did work yourself up to become a partner, you will not be losing that per se. You will just be transferred over into Facebook version of partnership. It just begs the question, do you want your content on Facebook though? Yeah, hopefully that will get worked out in the end. As for of the question, going back to like Ninja and Shroud, well, people have been wondering what's going to happen with them. Personally, Shroud will probably come back to Twitch, since from my understanding, the relationship is fine and dandy. So he will probably be back over on the net like 30 to 40 days probably. And then as far as Ninja is concerned, I foresee him mainly going to YouTube, because the YouTube numbers are into, I believe, what, 20 some odd million views or subscribers over there. So personally, I feel like he's going to end up on YouTube gaming, especially with some of the shady stuff that went down thanks to his whole exiting out of Twitch and the possibility of that bridge being kind of burnt. But that would be my guess, though. So I feel like the biggest takeaway to come out of this, outside of everyone that was affected by that, hopefully being okay, and hopefully look at this in a blessing type of way, is of course the biggest news that is not 100% public yet, with Facebook buying pretty much what was left of Mixer. And what will that actually mean coming into the Series X? We will find that out hopefully in the next coming months, especially with the Series X being released hopefully later on this year, if everything go as planned, as we have heard last anyway. As for the big streamers, Ninja Shroud, they probably gonna be fine. And honestly, if the numbers are correct about how much they were paid out, if we never see them ever again, well, they're gonna be fine. But for everybody else that was affected, I guess honestly, like I said, sorry for how that went down and how horrible that Microsoft and Mixer ended up handling this situation. But once again, I root for you guys. And with that, that is what's happening with Mixer. Let me know in the comment what your opinion of all this is. Are you excited to see what Facebook do now that they have any more big streamers under the belt if the streamers stay? Or are you happy about Mixer being kind of whipped apart, and now hopefully some of your favorite streamers might be coming back to the platforms that you enjoy? Let me know below in the comments, and while you are down there, make sure you do the like, favorite, subscribe, hit some bells. You know what you gotta do, and I will see you all in the next video. So till next time, have a good one, my dudes. Bye.